What's up, guys? I'm going to break down the three key steps on how to lose body fat quickly. And if you do these three steps and you do them right and you do them consistently, you too will lose body fat quickly, despite having a jam-packed schedule in your sales career, not having a lot of time and energy for your health and fitness, or just always being constantly stuck on the go. And for some of you who are maybe new to my world or maybe don't know who I am just yet, my name is Tyler Jones, and I was a former sports sales exec for about a year in the NFL. And I had just gotten a text 2 days ago from an old client, and I was just super fired up when I read this text. Um, and I wanted to share with you guys. It said, "You had taught me how to order fast food the right way. And when I'm busy, I don't have to worry if I have to grab something quick because I know what to do when it comes to my nutrition." And I was just super fired up when I got that text because the fat loss, is great, but the everlasting change that a client makes is the thing that fires me up the most because they're working towards making a lifestyle and doing it for the long term. That is real change, guys. And although she's crushing it right now, it wasn't always that way. You know, this same client came to me very frustrated, super low energy, about 5 to 6 months ago. And she was just super frustrated because she had fallen off with her health and fitness for a whole 2 years. She was not consistent at all. And she just was super frustrated and sad because she didn't like the way she looked and she didn't like the way she felt. And it was just hurting her confidence so bad to the point where she really couldn't perform in other areas of her life. And when we got started, you know, and we focused on these three key steps, that is when she was able to see some of the biggest changes, such as like losing 10 pounds of fat in 8 weeks, getting back to the gym and working out consistently 4 to 5 days per week. And also now crushing it in her sports sales career, all from just implementing these three steps when it came to her fat loss goals. And these are the same steps that I implement with my clients as well, the rest of them. So I'm super excited to share these with you as well. And before we jump into those three steps, there's one key that I have to share with you that will make these three steps even, be successful for you. And I've seen this in, sports, sales careers, even in the world of business, that a lot of people have this mentality, and that's this all or nothing mentality or this black and white way of thinking. So naturally, when they get started on their health and fitness, I got to be all in. I got to hit the gym 6 days a week. I got to eat clean 24/7. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to drink all my water all the time. Right. And what I've seen is that leads to burnout very quickly because it's not enjoyable and it's not sustainable, right? And since I've seen this a lot with executives and people in those worlds, especially when it comes to their careers, it's easy, like I said, to do that with their health and their fitness. They're also their relationships, all the other things that they want to get achieved in life. And again, like I said, it leads to a lot of no fulfillment and burnout because it's also chasing perfection. And when it comes to your health and fitness and fat loss, guys, if you're that's your mindset, is to chase perfection and to be all in, or it's black and white, or this is bad and this is good, it will set you back on your fat loss journey. It will set you back with your health and fitness, and you'll constantly be on this up and down roller coaster because nothing in life is perfect and nothing has to always be all in. And the biggest key is to focus on a balanced and flexible way of thinking when it comes to that, because that is what's sustainable long term. So now that we got that mindset perspective shift out of the way, guys, that is the major keys to have that. And as long as you have that reminder and perspective, it will set you up long term, not only with these three key steps that I'm about to jump into, but also just success with everything else in your life. So let's jump right in. So step one is to dial in your calories. So the biggest mistake I made early on in my journey, and I see a lot of people in the sales, sports, even business world make, is that they focus on just eating clean, healthy foods when they want to, shed body fat. And imagine like if you had, sales, not like you're trying to, book more, sales appointments and close more deals. Like imagine you just increased your amount of calls and you increased your amount of bookings, right? But you had no data to show you how many calls are actually converting to, sales appointments, or how many sales you're actually closing, and you were just operating off of just straight high volume, but not keeping track of what's working and what's not, right? You wouldn't know if it's working or not, or if it's not working, you wouldn't know why it's not working, right? So that's the same thing when it comes to when you just eat clean. The biggest myth out there is if you just eat clean, you'll lose weight. And that is not true. When you have calories, right, when you know your calories, you need to know like the proper proportions and how many calories your body needs in order to hit your fat loss goal, right? Because when you just eat clean, if you overeat those calories, even if it's clean food, you're still going to gain body fat and you're still going to gain weight because your body processes food the same way, clean food, the same way as it does fast food. It's still food. Yes, there are, healthier foods, and there are some unhealthy foods, but it doesn't make it good or bad, guys. So that is the biggest mistake, is just focusing on eating clean foods. Even though, again, they are good for your body overall, they still will lead to weight gain if you're in a calorie surplus and not in a deficit. So what you guys need to do if you want to shed body fat and get your calorie number is you can find any nutrition or calorie calculator online. I typically use the Legion Athletic Calculator. And once you put in all your stats, it will give you a calorie range of where you need to be in order to shed body fat based off of your height and your weight and your activity level. It will give you a range. It's not going to be perfect, but it's something is better than nothing. Again, breaking through that all or nothing mentality, right? And for me, at least with my clients, I do a more accurate approach, is where I give them their exact calorie number based off their height, their weight, their activity level, their lifestyle, how much sleep they're getting. And I couldn't do it on this call because it would take too long. But again, that's what I do for my clients. But again, these will give you a ballpark number, which is better than nothing. So step number 2 is now to focus on what type of foods to eat. So again, the biggest mistake, I see people make, again, is they focus on this step number 1, they have it reversed. And then number 2, again, they always focus on just eating clean. And again, that is not sustainable long term, right? I said that black or white or all or nothing thinking, because again, if you have your calories in, you can have a more flexible approach. And guys, when you focus on just eating clean or black and white or labeling foods as bad or good, it can actually lead to eating disorders. It can lead to stress eating, binge eating. And when you kind of cut out all your favorite foods and then you end up eating them, you start to guilt yourself and beat yourself up for eating that. Again, it's easy to do that. And since we do that in our sales, it's easy to do that with our health and fitness, right? And that's just, again, going to set you back long term. So the biggest thing, it's like trying to get out of, like every time you make a mistake, you just beat yourself up. You're not going to want to do said thing anymore, because if you mess up, you're just going to keep being negative and beating yourself up. So that's when we stop completely, because of the burnout, the mental aspect. So the biggest thing is, once you have your calories dialed in, and now it's time to focus on what foods to eat, I recommend having an 80-20 split, which will give you the flexible dieting that you're looking for, right? So, and again, when people have calories, right, they say, oh, well, I can eat whatever I want as long as I'm in the calorie range, which is not good too, because again, you still need to, hit a certain amount of protein to obviously build muscle. So it's easier for your body to shed body fat as well. So the 80-20 rule, 80% of the time, have clean, healthy, home cooked meals. 20% of the time, have fun. So what that may look like is, if you have 3 meals a day, multiply that by 7 days a week, that's 21 meals, right? So you have 17 meals that are home cooked, clean meals, and then 4 meals are have fun. Because again, the clean meals, guys, they have a lot of micronutrients, which are the things, the vitamins and minerals that make you feel good and produce at a high level in your sales career, make you feel good, so you're able to perform better, right? So you want to make sure you're having a majority of that throughout your nutrition regimen throughout the week, and then 20% of the time, have fun with your foods, because you got to have that balance and sustainability. And now that you have your calorie number, it's easy to fit that 80-20 rule right in to the amount of calories you have. And then number 3 is what time you need to eat, right? So the biggest mistake and the biggest myth I see out there, and I believe this as well, is that when people say, oh, if you eat food late at night, you're going to gain weight overnight, which, guys, at the end of the day is not true. If you know your calorie number, say it's 2,000 and you are at 1,500 calories for the day, if you eat at 10 or 11 o'clock at night and it's only 500 calories, your body's going to process that the same way as it would at 6 or 7 o'clock. I have clients that eat at 10, 11 o'clock at night because they're getting home from game nights and they're still crushing their fat loss goals. So again, the biggest thing to focus on is don't overstress what time to eat, but also you want to develop good eating patterns, because I know the biggest mistake I made was going long periods of time without eating throughout the day, which also led me to binging at night. So I would have reminders or set times where you, or set general areas of when you typically want to eat, so you don't forget to eat and you develop good habits, and obviously don't end up binging or like having to always rush to eat late at night. So, guys, those are the top three key steps to do, along with the major key, which is the mindset behind it all, for you to be successful when it comes to fat loss and how to do it quickly. If you do these three steps, you will lose fat loss. You will have fat loss quickly if you implement these three steps. And for some of you guys that are watching this video, make sure to check out in the bio section below the fast food ebook that I dropped for you guys. Because if you're someone who's on the go, I know fast food is a part of the role and the lifestyle. So make sure to grab that. It has about 15 to 20 different options of low calorie fast food options that you can eat pretty much every week and still see great results with your fat loss. Again, as long as it's in the calorie number. And I'm super excited to bring more value to you guys in the next, coming weeks and the coming months. And if you're someone who's struggling, still with this black or white or all or nothing mentality thinking, and not really seeing a lot of success when it comes to your fat loss, and you really want to make a change and really kind of get the ball moving in the right direction, feel free to connect with me on Instagram or LinkedIn below and reach out, and we could set up a free fat loss audit where I'll break down your whole current fitness and nutrition regimen right now, and see where we can put our heads together and figure out what makes the most sense for you in order for you to have success on your health and fitness fat loss journey. So again, guys, looking forward to bringing you more value in the next coming weeks, coming months, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good one. Peace.